Now, let's talk about something even better. Weaponized incompetence. This was like making its rounds on Twitter for a while, and I never really got a chance to do any good segments on it, so I think now is a great time.
Hello, my name is Emily, as you may or may not know, and today we are going to be talking about weaponized incompetence. My favorite thing. A glorious endeavor. Now, if you are not familiar with the term weaponized incompetence, it is defined as when an individual demonstrates helplessness or strategically showcases a lack of skill or ability in order to avoid certain tasks or responsibilities, resulting in others stepping in and doing the task for them. So this is not when someone genuinely does not know how to do something and they simply need guidance. This is intentional.
I apologize to pause a video from the lovely Emily. But this guy, you are so committed to this joke. You've been doing it for like a week straight. Hey, look at me. I'm Denims, but I don't wear any denims. Hey, look at me. I'm Denims, but I don't wear any denims. Hey, I'm Denims, but I wear no denims. Haha. Hey, I'm Denims, but I wear no denims. Haha. Why was my message highlighted? Let me try again. Hey, I'm Denims, but I wear no denims. Haha. Did you eat any ants? Yes, eat a few spiders here and there. Hey, I'm Denims, but I wear no. You are just so committed to the bit, and I respect it. Okay, I hope you come back tomorrow and say the same thing. I hope so. I'm excited. I hope the day that you come, when you don't come to chat, I'm going to be worried about you, and I'm going to hope that you're not like gravely ill or been hit by a truck.
Dumbassery with a purpose. The term can be used in different contexts, but people mainly associate it with relationships, especially long-term relationships where there's more tasks and responsibilities present. Anyone can demonstrate weaponized incompetence, but there has been a significant amount of women who have observed this behavior in their husbands, and it's more likely to be seen in men. Obviously, there are very caring and capable husbands out there, but for these specific type of husbands, really the cream of the crop, right? They seem not able to perform housework or childcare tasks adequately, or they just don't do the tasks at all unless they are explicitly told to do so, even though it should also be their responsibility to begin with. And this is why some women feel like not only are they raising their kids, but they're also raising their husband. And, some men, they feel attracted towards women who are maternal towards them. Honestly, mommy sorry, Freud, you win this round. You ask the wife, oh, how many months is your oldest? And then they say, 540 months. They're so rambunctious at that age, still trying to breastfeed. What? I just want to show you guys a few examples of weaponized incompetence so you can get a better idea of it. My ex-husband told me on Friday that he couldn't pick our sons up from school because he doesn't know which school they go to. I've shared this before, but I was briefly married in my early 20s to a man who kept insisting he didn't know how to do the laundry. We lived in an apartment and had to use the laundromat, and I figured we could just trade off laundry days. He insisted he didn't know when to use bleach. I said, only when you have an all-white clothes load. Otherwise, just don't worry about it. Asshole would constantly come back with bleach-stained clothes. Not only that, but mysteriously only my clothes would have the bleach stains on them, always with the apology of, it's confusing. I was post-surgery and starving and asked him to make me an instant porridge. It was a chocolate powder and needed some boiling water mixed in. He brought me the powder in a bowl. No water added in. Insisting it's being served correctly. This man had a PhD in a natural science field. He'd used that as an argument to why what he's serving me is correct, while he was giving me literal powder without water. My ex kept leaving his dirty boxers on chairs. When I confronted him about it, he said, I don't know where the dirty clothes box is. He'd been in my house for 2 fucking years.
So a couple years ago, a post went viral on Chinese social media. A new dad is asking for help, and his question is, we just have a newborn baby, and suddenly my wife starting to ask me to do a lot of things, like helping her with dishes, helping her with chore, and helping him with the baby. So the dad's question is, what can I do so my wife would not ask me for help?
And I remember this video. This video was crazy, by the way. And it, sorry, I almost inhaled some spit, but I saved myself. Um, it echoes what someone in chat is saying. As a man myself, other guys will just willingly share this type of stuff with me like it's normal to be this way. That's crazy. It's so crazy to me. It's so weird. It's like,
And hundreds of dads provide their advice to this dad. The answer with the second most like that, just play dumb. Every time when your wife asks you to do anything, just play dumb and make things messy. Like you have a low IQ. So top like answers that, okay, that is so immature. Let me tell you how I handle it. So every time when my wife asks me to do something, I will immediately do it. And sometimes I will even voluntarily to help her with certain things, like cleaning the dishes or helping with the baby, change baby's diaper, or feeding the baby. But I will intentionally to mess things up when I voluntarily to do the dishes. I will break a glass or two. So every time I will mess things up on purposely, but every time I will voluntarily to help with my wife. So she will feel grateful that I'm willing to help. And she will understand that I want to help. I just cannot help her because I cannot do it as good as she did.
Historically, cooking, cleaning, taking care of the kids, taking care of the house, that was considered the
can you imagine? Can you imagine being like,
He always gets
guys,
bleach stains on my clothes when he does laundry, but he's 6'3".
sorry, I'm like distracted. Let me think. What was I gonna say? You fucker. Oh, can you imagine being like, my bitch wife just had a kid and now she's all like, wah, this baby's really hard to take care of. Wah, I don't get enough sleep. Wah, I'm exhausted. And so she's asking me to help her. What do I do, guys? And people don't say, oh, we'll just help her. People say, oh, offer to help her and then do the task as badly as you can so she stops asking. Hello? Hello?
woman's job. And then the man was supposed to be, working in the office or working in the factory or, dying in war, right? There was a very distinct labor distribution. People thought that a woman's place was only in the home, but then we were able to get jobs, and then we were able to vote, and then we were able to have other dreams and aspirations. And then some of the men were like, oh, fuck. And now we are in a day and age where the working woman is commonplace and gender roles are fading, more and more every day. So the previous labor distinction should not be commonplace anymore. And everything I'm saying is literally in no way revolutionary whatsoever. This should really just be common sense, but apparently it is not. But I want to say, there is nothing wrong with being a housewife. Some women, they do embrace the more traditional dynamic of, they stay home and they take care of the kids and take care of the home while their husband is the breadwinner, right? And if you are happy and comfortable in that dynamic and you feel like what you're meant to be doing is, to be a mother and to keep a home, then that's wonderful. You should take pride in that work because it is work that should be respected, right? It is such important labor and there's not even any pay. But even if the husband is working a full-time job and the wife stays at home to take care of the kids, I mean, you can't clock out of being a parent. Okay, it's a 24/7 endeavor. So I really do think that both parties need to be participating still. With a full-time job, you still get time off. You don't get time off from being a mother or father. No, Susie, I can't tuck you in right now. I'm off the clock. Also, a lot of women are in the workforce and they are taking care of all of the housework and the child care. Because some men still see that solely as the woman's role, no matter what other responsibilities she has beyond that. Or maybe they're not even consciously thinking about gender roles and they're just fucking lazy. Yeah, sure, whatever, I'm a feminist, but I'm not doing those dishes. In a relationship, especially
It's actually pretty interesting. I was reading some studies on this a while back, and apparently the
Hello, my name is Emily. As you
Mayor Cat, why would you do that? Right, sorry. I was reading a study the other day, or like a while back, and in the study it said that the political leaning of the husband in a cishet relationship has very little to do with how housework is distributed. In fact, the political leaning of the wife is what determines how much housework gets done. And so in households where there is someone who is where you have like two people who are egalitarian, it doesn't really matter if he is, it matters if she is. So
You may or may not know.
May
And
your
today
cat.
we-
Stop it. Stop it. I'm talking. Anyways, what was I saying? Fuck. Basically, the study found that if you have like a conservative household where the husband is conservative and the wife is conservative, generally speaking, women will end up doing the majority of the housework. And then if you have a household where the wife is conservative, but the husband is more egalitarian or liberal or whatever, women still end up doing the majority of housework. And in instances where women are egalitarian and men are egalitarian in that relationship, women still have to demand that their husbands do housework. And the only relationships where this is the case, or like the only relationships where there is a more even split of housework, is the relationships that were studied where women specifically asked and demanded that behavior. Which is insane, by the way, which is crazy, which is insane. I also think having a varying of what clean is, for example, impacts this a lot. Some people expect spotlessness 100% of the time, while someone else is okay with a little clutter. So what was actually interesting is that the study talked about that as well, because a common misconception is that like, well, men don't see the dirt. Like men don't see that the place isn't clean. And so they showed men and women pictures of an apartment. And they said, like, this is a woman's apartment. That's not what the chatter said. Well, shut the fuck up and let me cook for a second and you'll see where I'm going. And so they showed men a picture of a clean apartment. And also they showed men, like, obviously these are all different men. They showed men a picture of a clean apartment, said it belonged to a woman. A picture of a clean apartment, said it belonged to a man. A picture of a dirty apartment, said it belonged to a woman. A picture of a dirty apartment and said it belonged to a man, woman, whatever. All of the different varieties that can exist. Basically, the idea being to figure out if this is like real or not, or if men can see the mess. The study concluded that the men are perfectly capable of perceiving the room in the same way that the women are capable of seeing that. So men will see a room that's almost clean and they'll be like, oh, but it's not fully clean. This study isn't, she hasn't fully cleaned the room. There goes that excuse for ignoring the carpet stain. Dude, yeah. My view is diminishing returns. I'd rather spend an hour cleaning a room 90% than 10 hours having to deep clean it. Huh? What do you mean? Huh? So then it gets into the living tolerance of a dirty room. Yes. And then later in the study, it talks about like what they expect a room to look like. And basically across the board, the expectation of how clean a room should be or how satisfied someone should be with the cleanliness of a room is always pretty high. So when men saw pictures of a not clean or partially clean apartment that they said belonged to a woman, they were like, yeah, no, there still needs to be more cleaning done. But when they saw the same photo and it belonged to a man, they said, yeah, it's clean. Which kind of suggests that men just hold themselves to a lower standard and then hold women at a higher standard. So they want the room to be clean. They want it to be perfectly clean. But because they're the ones doing it, it's like, well, I shouldn't be expected to make it perfectly clean. I don't care how on board I am with this one. I feel like it might just be some guys, but not all. I can't tell if you're joking or not. Obviously, studies show a variance. It's that the majority of men engaged in this behavior. Also, like your individual anecdotal experience is not relative to the study or related to the study. It like something can apply to 90% of people. Guess what? There's still 10% of people. That's hundreds of millions of people. It doesn't change the fact that the other 90% of people are engaging in this behavior, right? If 95% of women were keying your car when you broke up with them, I think it would be silly for me to be like, well, you know, there are 5% of women who don't key your car, like me. It's like, yeah, we got that. We understand how that works. We understand how studies work. Don't worry. We get it. We're talking about the people who do engage in this behavior, not the ones who don't. How many people were part of the study? It was, I think, N 300 or something. It might have been more. I can look for it later. Might have been a while. Anyways, as long as I can get my keys afterward, yeah.
We are going to be talking about weaponized incompetence.
Oh, right. Mayor Cat started the video over again because he thought it would be funny.
That a woman's place was only in the home, but then we were able to get jobs, and then we were able to vote, and then we were able to have other dreams and aspirations, and then some of the men were like, oh, fuck. And now we are in a day and age where the working woman is commonplace and gender roles are fading, more and more every day. So the previous labor distinction should not be commonplace anymore. And everything I'm saying is literally in no way revolutionary whatsoever. This should really just be common sense, but apparently it is not. But I want to say, there is nothing wrong with being a housewife. Some women, they do embrace the more traditional dynamic of, they stay home and they take care of the kids and take care of the home while their husband is the breadwinner, right? And if you are happy and comfortable in that dynamic and you feel like what you're meant to be doing is, to be a mother and to keep a home, then that's wonderful. You should take pride in that work because it is work that should be respected, right? It is such important labor and there's not even any pay. But even if the husband is working a full-time job and the wife stays at home to take care of the kids, I mean, you can't clock out of being a parent. Okay, it's a 24/7 endeavor. So I really do think that both parties need to be participating still. With a full-time job, you still get time off. You don't get time off from being a mother or father. No, Susie, I can't tuck you in right now. I'm off the clock. Also, a lot of women are in the workforce and they are taking care of all of the housework and the child care. Because some men still see that solely as the woman's role, no matter what other responsibilities she has beyond that. Or maybe they're not even consciously thinking about gender roles and they're just fucking lazy. Yeah, sure, whatever, I'm a feminist, but I'm not doing those dishes. In a relationship, especially when there's children involved, ideally things are supposed to be 50-50. And if you are purposefully avoiding responsibility and overworking your partner, I mean, that is just nasty work. Honey? Oh, hey, sweetie, how was work? It was fine. I only cried 5 times today instead of 7. Why is there wet laundry in the oven? Well, you told me to dry it. Yes. By putting it in the dryer. Well, I mean, the oven's hot, the dryer's hot, you know. Isn't it all just the same shit? No. No. Okay. So does that mean I should take the pot roast out of the dryer? The pot roast is in the dryer? Yeah. And the potatoes. You put the pot roast and the potatoes in the dryer? All right. Stop freaking out, lady. Okay, don't worry. I put dryer sheets in there too. I'm not freaking out. I'm calm. Let me just ask you this, honey. Why the fuck would you do that? Well, the last time you taught me to use the dryer, you told me to never forget the dryer sheets. God, I can't win with you. Jesus Christ. Sure, right. So you remember that part, but you don't remember the part about only using the dryer for clothing. You never told me that I couldn't put food in there, okay? You should have been more specific or put a sign up. I should not have to do that, okay? Do I have to tell you to use toilet paper when you wipe your ass? Sometimes a reminder would be nice. Jesus Christ, okay. I apologize for yelling. Just tell me this. The breast milk that I pumped this morning, did you put it into the fridge? Because I texted you asking you to put it into the fridge because I forgot to do it before I left for work this morning. Were you able to do that? Yes. Yeah, I put some breast milk in the fridge. Okay. Yours smelled weird though, so I made my own. What? Well, what the fuck? Why is there a vat of raw chicken breasts submerged in milk in our household? For our baby. Duh, okay? She's been drinking from the pot like a little Pomeranian all day. Oh, wait, here, I have some videos. Listen to me! Just... From now on, do not touch anything, okay? I will just do it myself because ever since we've gotten married, you've been acting like every single day is your first day on fucking Earth! I mean, do you want to try some of the brew I made? It's pretty... Put that down! Okay. I am going to remake dinner, and from now on, don't touch anything, okay? I mean, if you insist. And I'm sure many of you have heard of the nagging wife trope, you know, like, oh, God, the old ball and chain. She won't stop yapping demands at me like a drill sergeant. Women, am I right? Periods. She's probably on it. But I can't help but associate weaponized incompetence with the nagging wife stereotype. Because has anyone considered where the nagging stems from? Because typically, if someone is asking you to do something more than once, it's because you haven't done it or you haven't done it properly. Like, oh, my bitch wife keeps nagging me to take out the trash. She's asked me like 10 times already. Why does she keep doing that? Just because I haven't done it? Not to mention that the term nag is really almost exclusively used with women. If a woman asks you to do something over and over again, it's an annoyance, it's bitchy, it's naggy. But if a man asks you to do something over and over again, it's authoritative and it's assertive. I was reading a Reddit thread from a male perspective just to like, not even play devil's advocate, just to like, hear what the devil had to say and like roll my eyes a little bit. But you know, a lot of it was sexist. No surprise there, right? But there were certain aspects that I could find a little bit more understandable and more of like communication issues, right? So maybe a difference of opinion on what the right way to do something is. Like if I fold the laundry in a certain way, but you don't really like it to be done that way, or the matter of like timing, right? Like I will get to this certain task. I just want to be able to do it within my own reasonable amount of time, because maybe I have to do something else first. So in cases where it is genuinely a matter of timing and opinion rather than just pure laziness, I do think that communication can solve some of those issues, and, you know, it doesn't have to turn into something insidious that, you know, kills your relationship slowly from the inside out and leaves it frothing at the mouth and quivering on the whole cold hard ground. However, with weaponized incompetence, not only is it a method to avoid the nagging that may have been taking place, but the tasks as a whole, and to devoid yourself of any of those responsibilities. You know, there is no sense of, this is how I like to do it, or I will get to it. It is simply, I know that you will get to it, because I have rendered myself useless and I've been acting like I have sharks for brains so that you can't depend on me for anything and you'll just do it yourself. It just seems to me that, like, these types of husbands, if their wife, or any woman really, asks them to do something more than once, it becomes naggy and annoying.
Both of you, be quiet. Do not make a sound.
Oh my God!
Oh, shit. I just said be quiet. What the fuck? I don't want to hurt you, okay? But I do have a weapon in case I have to.
Honey, put your hands up. He has a weapon. Honey, put your hands up.
Oh my God! Will you quit it with the nagging, woman? Good God!
I'm just saying.
Put your hands up!
Yes, sir.
Now I know you have a safe. Where is it?
You have to go upstairs and then into the bedroom at the end of the hallway, and then the safe is in the walk-in closet. The key is hidden in the brown cowboy boots. Okay, did you hear me? I said you have to go upstairs and then to the end of the
going upstairs now, okay?
Stop nagging me.
He's
okay?
going. God, I have a headache.
Would you stop nagging the poor man?
God, I can't take this anymore. I'm about to use this thing on myself.
Yeah.
You and me both, buddy.
It's like, lady, I heard you the first time.
What the fuck?
Exactly. See,
You get me, bro. We should get a beer after this.
what the hell? Another instance that can be related to weaponized incompetence is wives making little prize boards for their husbands. So whenever they complete a task like around the house or that has to do with the kids, they give them like a little sticker or like a blowjob. To be clear, this isn't something that runs rampant throughout married couples, okay? I don't think most married couples are not this far gone. But for this type of relationship, I mean, it literally takes bribery to get your husband to participate in household duties or taking care of your children. I'm sorry, but babes, if you have to dangle a can of beer in front of your husband so that he'll change a diaper, I'm fearful for you, girl. I'm shaking in my Prada boots for you, girl. I'm just kidding. I'm shaking in my New Balances. And listen, I'm not trapped in a marriage with a lazy man, and I never will be. So I'm not in the shoes of these women who are probably doing this sort of thing as a last resort. But assuming these couples actually do this, and unfortunately I'm fearful that some of them are, if the workload is truly not balanced, and the only way that you are going to be able to get your husband to pull his weight is literally through bribery and giving him things, in the grand scheme of things, is that really going to be helpful to like enable that sort of behavior? Like, this is a fully grown man, okay? Not a toddler or a fucking lab rat. You're just gonna be creating a dynamic where the completion of shared responsibilities is only gonna result in one person getting compensated, right? And this is supposed to be a partnership. And with women, we don't get the privilege of positive reinforcement when it comes to childcare and housework. It's just expected of us. Even if men are not getting physical rewards for participating in their children's life and doing things around the house, society rewards them with praise, right? You hear about a man who was very involved with his children's life and very active in doing chores, and you think, wow, what a great dad, right? You know, you see a man pick up his daughter from soccer practice and everyone is like, oh my gosh, what an amazing father. And it's like, you know, he's just picking up Tanya from soccer, okay? He didn't solve global warming. I feel like society does not praise mothers to that degree, right? Because mothers are just automatically supposed to be involved. A deadbeat dad is just another sheep in the herd, but a deadbeat mother, You are just pure evil. And I'm not trying to say like, oh, all of us women need to band together and all neglect our children together. May our prosperity suffer. That is not what I'm trying to say. I think that both parties should be equally involved, right? And no one should be necessarily more praised than the other. It's less likely that women would even weaponize their incompetence to get out of, family responsibilities. But if they were, no one would be giving them prizes and trying to reward them for doing the bare minimum in the way that they do for men. No one's giving a mom a prize for taking care of her kids. Sorry, I know that I'm a bit early, but I just wanted to make sure I beat the rush hour traffic. Oh, no, trust me, you're fine, okay? I mean, parents are usually so busy, they don't even come to these parent-teacher conference things anyway. Right. Well, the kids are fed, they're with the babysitter now, so we're all set. You fed your children? Yes, of course. Who are you calling? The press! The press? Hello, is this Time magazine? Wonderful! Okay, listen to me. I have your new person of the year. Okay, get here as fast as you can. Here? Oh wow, that was really fast. I'm sorry, what's going on? You're going to be our new person of the year, that's what. Why? Because you feed your kids and you clothe them and you don't let them crawl around on broken glass or chew on roadkill. Yeah, and you help them with their homework and take them to soccer practice and you make sure that the house doesn't get biohazardous and that there's not sewage laying around and you've never put razor blades into their candy. You deserve a reward. Exactly. Aren't those like basic things that all parents should maybe do? Perhaps so. Yeah, you're right. You know what? You don't deserve Time Magazine's Person of the Year. Here, let me just call someone else. Hi, Jim! Jim, how you doing? I have a candidate here for a Nobel Peace Prize. So it's been made clear that weaponized incompetence is something that we mainly see in men, but I know that some people may be thinking, probably men are thinking, women are not exempt from this. With weaponized incompetence, yes, even though it's not as documented with women, I'm sure it still happens. I know it still happens.
Listen, the whole feminism thing, rock on. Go, girly pops. I'm right there with you, okay? But I think we're forgetting the power that we have in playing dumb and acting stupid. And we give men shit for using weaponized incompetence to not do things, but we can do it too, right? I got a flat tire one time. I know how to change a tire. I have the kit in the back. I know how to do all of that. But I don't want to. I shouldn't have to, right? So instead I get out. I pretend I'm on the phone with my dad. I'm like, Dad, what's a tire? What's a jack? I'm lost. I don't know what's going on. I don't know who I am.
However, there are societal structures put in place that I think are worth mentioning when we talk about weaponized incompetence and women and, when that may occur. In the way that women are expected to cook, clean, take care of the kids, men are expected to, mow the lawn, fix a car, build a tree house, change a light bulb, grill a steak, like more physical tasks. I don't doubt that some women use their incompetence to get men to do these.
See, my problem is that I have too much ego and too much pride to pretend to be stupid. If I'm stupid, it's going to be because I'm authentically stupid. All right? So even if I don't know how to do something, it's like, well, I have to try. Like, that moron can change a tire. How hard can it be? I have YouTube. Like, what do you... Huh? Although, I will say, completely unrelated, I got a workbench since I do a bunch of like DIY stuff at home. And so I got this workbench and I'm like building it and it's going smooth. Like I'm a great builder. I'm great at it. You give me some furniture, you give me a manual, I got it. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Mostly because I had a lot of practice when I was younger because no one in my family wanted to do that job. And so every time, I didn't actually grow up playing Legos. I just grew up building furniture. And so Probably since I was like 10, when anyone would buy anything that needed to get assembled, I would be required to take on that task. And I could like trade out my chores for those tasks. So like I didn't want to do the dishes. So it's like, okay, I'll do you can do the dishes. I don't mind building your furniture. And so I've just been building it for a long time. So it's easy peasy lemon squeezy now. And so I'm building this workbench. It's going very smooth, very fast. Like I'm efficient as fuck. Like I read it once, spend like 2 minutes reading it. I'm like, perfect. Just putting everything together, no problem. And then I get to the last part, which is putting the drawers in their spot. I've already built the drawers. I've already built everything else. Like I'm done. I just need to put the drawer into like whatever, the drawer pocket, whatever the fuck it's called. And I'm like, it's not working. It's not going in. Like, it's not working. And I'm like trying to squeeze it in. I'm trying to like move the wood to try and force it in. I'm like, what is happening? The drawer is not going into the drawer-ussy. And I'm like, am I an idiot? Like, I don't understand. Like, why what the fuck? I'm a moron. I can't do it. And so after doing like 30 minutes of this, not 30 minutes, it was like 10 minutes of this. I was like, oh my God, I'm done. I pull up a YouTube video on like building this specific workbench because like there was a little QR code that you could scan that directed you to a YouTube video of someone else building it. So I'm watching the video. I like skip ahead to the last part, which is just putting the drawers in. And I'm like, wait, he just put it in. It was easy. I was like, maybe I just need to like force it in. Maybe I just need to like stop overthinking and just, because that's what he did in the video. It doesn't work. I'm like, okay, let's go back a little bit. So I'm watching him put together the drawers and I pause it for a second. Okay, I pause it. I actually have the photo. I'll show you guys what this looks like. How do I get this off my screen? Okay. Because I just like kind of couldn't believe what was happening to me. Like I couldn't even believe that I was getting bamboozled this hard. Where is it? It's gotta be. Oh, I don't think it's on my phone. I think it's on my other phone for some reason. Fuck, whatever. I'll give you guys an understanding. So here's the front of the drawer. Here's the left side of the drawer. It's number 11. Here's the right side of the drawer. It's number 12. Okay? That the guide says put number 11 on the left, put number 12 on the right. I check my furniture. My furniture says the board that's on the left has a little sticker that says 11 and the piece on the right has a little sticker that says 12. And I'm like, well, it's correct. What am I doing wrong? I check the video. I go back. And do you want to know what? The guy in the video has number 12 on the left and number 11 on the right, which is to say, the fucking manual lied to me. The manual lied to me. The stickers were on the wrong parts or the manual was misprinted. I couldn't even believe it. I was like, that was the feeling that I have had when my math textbooks were wrong when I was a kid. And like, I would sit there trying to solve the problem and figure out how to get that answer like 100 times. And then I'd be like, this is not right. And I would go to the teacher afterward. I'd be like, I don't understand how I'm supposed to get this. And they're like, oh, looks like the textbook is wrong. You got the answer right the first time. And I'm like, I remember getting an IKEA cabinet and they sent me 2 left doors. That was my villain arc. Wouldn't the video be reversed? No, it wasn't that it was reversed. It was like, first off, the video was not reversed. It was that like the sticker piece was wrong because that piece had to be on the other side. Anyways. That's all to say that I just wanted to share that story about me getting fucked over by furniture, okay? Denims, I definitely think there's a lot of truth to this. But there's a toxicity in this where men are obviously being socially trained to be this way, and your partner should be willing to help you unlearn and improve with time. Also, nobody thinks deadbeat dads are okay. Sure, she's not saying that people think that deadbeat dads are okay. She's saying that, like, we aren't shocked when someone is a deadbeat dad, but we are appalled at deadbeat moms. Also, that's fucked up, I guess. Like, to say, like, men are obviously being socially trained to be this way, and your partner should be willing to help you unlearn and improve with time. This feels like, how do I say this? This is not going to be a good analogy. And I know, even though I preface with that every time, people are like, that analogy doesn't make any sense. Whatever. I'm going to go for it anyways. That feels like being racist and then being like, well, Black people should help me learn how to be less racist. And it's like, I don't know if that's like good. Like, why? Like, and the thing is, realistically and functionally, women do end up teaching their husbands how to do basic tasks. They already do this, but it's very weird, I guess. I have a deadbeat mother, and I constantly heard you're lying, and I was forced to make her shit in school during Mother's Day. It was awful. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's like, no one thinks deadbeat parents are good. People just think, oh, deadbeat dad, yeah, it happens. But when they hear deadbeat mom, they're like, they either don't believe it or you're like a terrible human being for ever considering to be that person. I mean, obviously, I personally think this is a failing of like not having home ec in like modern society. Like, why do we not have classes that teach people how to change tires and how to cook and how to sew and just like basic stuff that you're going to end up needing to do in your life? Why are we offshoring that labor to your future wife? It's like, it's okay. My wife will teach me how to be a functional human being when I get married. Like, that doesn't seem good. I don't understand. That doesn't seem good. Her point is made weaker because she's always assuming the most malicious intention and mental state of the men in these situations instead of the toxic masculinity being something socially trained and requiring time to unlearn. I mean, I don't think that those things are mutually exclusive. I think she can rag on these men and also know that you can unlearn them. Things like prize boards are great ways to form habits for the first time. Sure, making prize boards for yourself, not making prize boards for someone else. Right? Like, you make prize boards for your kids. Like, can you imagine, like, you're married, okay? And your wife, every time she goes and uses the bathroom, she just doesn't flush. And she never, ever, ever replaces the toilet paper. And you've asked her a million times, like, this is fucking gross. Please flush. Please. And why is there never any toilet paper? And you've asked her for 6 months and she still can't do it. And then you have to make a sticker board for her. And every time she correctly flushes, you give her like a cookie or something. Like, why? She's not a child. She's a grown adult. I make prize boards for myself because they help me stay motivated. It's not really prize boards. They're more of like Like I have a poster board with stickers on it because it makes me feel bad about breaking the streak. It's like the Duolingo. It's like the Duolingo streak. You feel bad breaking it. And so like I have like, oh, I did my skincare today. Great. I went to the gym today. Great. And then like because I've done it so many days in a row and I see that sticker board every day, I'm like, oh man, I don't want to break it. Oh, fuck, I'll go do that. So like that is like I don't think there's anything wrong with doing that with you. I like for yourself. I like to do it. Society does hate single men. I've been saying this. Single men stay gaming. Bros, stay gaming. I know. So I don't have any more VIP slots. How could this happen to me? Twitch does not give streamers enough VIP slots. We get like 100 or something, maybe less. Bullshit. I have to go in and clean out some old ones. My mom had me do that for math work as a kid. Yeah. But making sticker boards for yourself is based. I really have to pee, so let me go pee though. Let me go piss, girl.
These more physical tasks for them. When it comes to a marriage, you know, I don't think that anyone should be manipulating anyone or playing dumb to their partner for any reason, really. I don't think you guys should be plotting and scheming on each other like Dr. Doofenshmirtz. I think you guys should probably like kiss and hug and hold hands a little bit. Outside of marriage and in the grand scheme of things, I do think that it's important to mention that whether a woman is a victim of weaponized incompetence or is the perpetrator of it, at the end of the day, it really seems to all boil down to society's expectations of women in a patriarchal society. From what we've seen, you know, when a man strategizes his stupidity, it is to put a woman in a position of servitude, which has been ingrained into society. When a woman strategizes her stupidity, it is to take advantage of the idea that she is not as smart or capable as a man, which is also ingrained into society. An example of women using weaponized incompetence is in the Barbie movie. In the end of the film, all the Barbies strategize together to play dumb and stroke the men's egos and manipulate them into getting what they wanted, right? And it worked because men, they like to feel powerful and they like to feel smart, and a lot of them are ready to believe that women are dumb. And I do understand how playing dumb isn't really helping our cause, because at the end of the day, you're still just maintaining the idea that we're dumb. But here's the thing, with some of these men, it does not matter how overtly smart you are. You could have a PhD from Harvard in big brain and, you know, a minor in juicy
I'm back.
knowledge. And you know what? Some of these guys would still view you as inferior in both situations, no matter who is doing what. There is an influence.
Did you flush Denims? I have a sticker for you. I did flush. A hidden premise is that a lot of these dudes are looking for another mom because they haven't healed their inner child. I don't know about healed. But I think it's just that like, they got like coddled by their parents and their parents never taught them basic life skills. And so also like, who doesn't want like a bang maid? Everybody of course wants one, but like you grow up and then you realize, oh, that's not fair. It's not fair to push all of that on someone else. A what? A bang maid. Like a sexy maid that cleans up after you and makes food for you that you can have sex with. A bang maid. But like, who doesn't want one of those? I would love one of those. That's great. But the thing is, you mean a hooker? A hooker doesn't do all my laundry and my dishes and make me a hot dinner. Please don't make that a thing. It was made a thing years ago by Always Sunny in Philadelphia. AKA a trad wife. Freud did a number. Yeah. Hookers don't say I love you after a blowjob. Exactly, dude. Exactly. They do if you pay them to. I guess that's right. I guess that's true. I guess that's true. But like that's how, like of course you want someone to take care of you and be your mommy and book all of your doctor appointments for you and do all your grocery shopping for you and make sure your home always has toilet paper and make you delicious tasty dinner every night. Like of course you want that. Who doesn't want to be coddled? Of course. But like that's not fair to do that to another person that you're supposed to be in a partnership with. It's not fair to push all of that onto another person and be like, well, I'm going to be completely useless and you can do everything else. Like, that's not fair. All those services also cost so much more if you pay for them and women are expected to do it for free. Yeah, of course. To be honest, I still go to my doctor appointments with my mom as a 35-year-old woman, but my mom is a retired nurse and she thinks to ask things that I would never consider. That's just based, okay? Going to the doctor by yourself is so scary. All right, I'm sorry. I hate to be that person, but like, I hate going to the doctor. I always have a question I want to ask and I can never get myself to do it.
Of systemic patriarchal views of women, which always places her as lesser than the man. Dude, sorry, can you open this for me? Yeah, I can open that. Easy as shit. Thank you. Do you need your oil changed, too? My oil changed? Yeah, I know girls, they don't know a lot about cars, so, there's a good chance it needs to be changed. I don't drive, so. The roads are probably safer that way. Yeah, word, yeah. Whenever I get a female Uber driver, I just hit cancel on that shit and I start walking. You know what? I actually do need help with something, though. What? My taxes. Yeah, us women, we're just not very good with numbers sometimes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like, oh, I'm already exhausted. The only time I can pay attention to numbers is when I'm looking at my Instagram likes. Of course, yeah. I mean, I know. Women, they're not supposed to handle documents. Right. Have you tried TurboTax? I'm not too good with technology either. Unless it's Instagram. Right. Of course. I'll do your taxes, sweetheart. That's fine. Oh, you know what else you could help me with? I have this project for work where they want me to do all this data analysis, and I don't even know what that means. And it gives me angina to even open up an Excel spreadsheet. So, do you think you could help me with that too? Sure. Yeah. I wouldn't want you to hurt yourself looking at all those numbers. Great. I need predictive sales analytics based on this consumer data for the past 6 months, and I need you to make a growth strategy plan by tomorrow morning. Can you do that? Because I can't. Because I'm a woman. So, they only hired me because I was a diversity hire. Right, yeah, that makes complete sense. Well, I guess if it's gotta be done right, I should just do it. Exactly, yes, thank you so much. Have fun doing that. I know how you men love to do smart things. It is our specialty. Totally. Yeah, okay, so just let me know when you're done with that. And again, thank you. It is so nice having around an intelligent, talented, capable, manly, masculine man around to do all of these manly things. So, yeah, just let me know when you're done. What the fuck does this mean? Overall, if you're married, don't manipulate your partner into overworking. Okay, I didn't think that I needed to say that, but apparently some people need to hear it. I know I'm probably gonna get hate comments from sexist men. Any video of mine that has even feminist undertones, I always get, hate comments from sexist men. But I don't really care because that's not my target audience. I do want to emphasize that there are good, caring, nurturing men out there. And, these negligent husbands are not the only type of husbands that are out there. And I know that it's hard seeing things online, especially on Twitter, Jesus Christ, of just all the awful things that, some men can say and, you know, it puts a disgusting taste in your mouth and this or that. But I think it's really important to remember that not all men are like that, and that behavior is not inherent to the male species. I acknowledge that men are raised and conditioned in a certain way, but to say that it is inherent to them strips them of their autonomy. It relieves them of taking accountability for their negligence and their actions. You know, the type of rhetoric of like, well, he's a man, that's just how they are. Like, no, that's not true. I think that's very, you know, boys will be boys type rhetoric. If a boy or man is sexist and disrespects women, I don't want to think of that as just par for the
Is she reading chat?
course, okay? We need to hold them accountable for that. So, yeah. That's enough feminism for today. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching. Make sure that you drink water. Make sure that if you're a man, make sure that, you know, you are not sexist. If you're a woman, make sure that you have a good day. Right? Okay. Until next time. Susan, come on! Oh, God. I rate them 1 star and say, I'll walk. Word. Yeah, whenever I get a female Uber driver, I keep saying Uber. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like, what's next? 6, apparently, right? But yeah, so if you could maybe just, I have this thing.
No, you're good, Max. So why not highlight these good men? Why is it always talked about for bad men, but not good men? Dude, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, why are there only videos of women recording men in gyms? Like, why aren't there any videos about all the women who go to the gym and work out and don't bother anyone? Like, why are we not highlighting the good women who go to the gym? Why don't we do that? Why do we only talk about the bad ones? It's just, I'm just glad someone finally cares about talking about something so important. Thank you. Thank you.